Oh, hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to Thursday Live Lesson. My name is Aldrine, joined by these two fine gentlemen, Mr. Aaron, the voice Nakamura. Say what's up.
What's up?
And Mr. Kahai, the legend of Fergan. Say what's up, Kahai.
What's up?
It is time. It's Thursday, 1 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. You know what that means? We're going to answer any and all of your questions for Thursday Live Lesson. It's kind of like a lesson. I mean, it started out that way in the beginning, but now it's just like we'll just take a bunch of questions from you guys. We'll try to answer as best as we can. If you guys want to discuss anything specifically ukulele related, and after we get through all those, we can talk about whatever. But for the most part, we just want to help out. This is kind of our state of the ukulele on the ground address. If you guys have any questions, just let us know. This is That's kind of how we do it here. So we get emails, we get phone calls, we get voicemails, we get texts, we get messages. Where else do we get stuff? We get questions, Kahai.
In the UU Plus forum.
On the UU Plus forum, there you go. I knew I was missing one, but yeah, we get all these questions and we try to answer them as best as we can. Kahai, hit me with the first question, buddy.
We got another student review this week instead of
Ooh.
questions. So we got one from
Yeah.
Renee, and she's playing what is it? Ain't No Rest for the Wicked by Cage the Elephant. Yeah.
Yeah. It's I love that tune. I love that tune, by the way. Every time I see that tune in like a trailer, like a movie trailer, I was like pumps me up. It's a cool tune, and just Renee rocking out to it. It's so good. Let me just say, Renee, you made me rock out. It takes a lot to get me to rock out to stuff, but I was kind of rocking out to it. I dig it a lot. I don't know how you did it with that app and stuff, but when you followed our advice with like panning stuff, because I was kind of hearing I was hearing the claps on this side. I was hearing ukulele a little bit off center, which is really cool. If you want you want to change anything, I would just keep it the same. It sounded pretty good, and the most important part is you look like you had fun. It looks like you were really digging it, you were really enjoying yourself. But yeah, if I had to change anything, I would add a little bit more inversions and stuff, because with the three ukuleles, although they all sound different, you're playing the same chords, so it's like three different different sounds to like the same voicings of the ukulele. Like if you want to do a little bit more, you can play a B flat here, you can play another B flat here, and and another B flat here, or F and F and F, or whatever. At least you have three different voicings of the same chord sounding three different ways, because you got your banjo uke, you got the you got I think it was like a kamaka or some kind of traditional looking ukulele. It's that's all that I would do. I would just kind of change that up so there would be a lot more of a range in the in the sound of the ukulele. But other than that, I really wouldn't really change anything. You look like you had fun, and the video looked cool. And congratulations, you said you won like honorable mention or whatever, and you got yourself like a really cool, and you got like a vinyl or something, or like a box, like CD box set or something like that, of like Back in Black by AC/DC, which is awesome. So congratulations on that. Great job. Because I am a teacher, I guess if I had to, like critique it in any way, it would be that. I'd add a little bit more inversions, but even if you didn't, I'll be fine with it. That's all I'm saying. You could, but if you didn't, that's still cool. All right. Yeah, what do you guys think?
I really like that song too, and I like playing that like on the guitar. I like playing it. Renee tried it with like slide. She said that she got a slide for her birthday, I think, or something,
Oh,
and
cool.
so it's her first time like trying it with the slide. But I really like playing that guitar with slide too, and how they do it on guitar is they drop the tuning. So I was
Mm.
thinking like that might be something Renee might want to try too. Is try an open tuning, and,
Mm.
and so like I I got excited about it, and like I was like, what tuning could she do? I started playing around with my uke, and I was tuning the A string, and I thought like maybe she could tune the A string up to a B or something. And when I was tuning it up, it snapped. So I was like, ah, dang it. Like, but then I figured like another tuning she could do is like G B D G, and kind of tune it to that open G chord, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then, because like that's kind of what they do. They're tuning it to drop D in guitar, but then with that open G chord, it kind of sounds like you can have that like kind of slide sound. That's why. So like I have my uke tuned to it, and you can try to hear what it would sound like with it, right? So it's like. Yeah, and then like I have I have like if she tunes it like this too, she can do that opening picking too. That she kind of jumped into like the verse part of the song, right? So she could do the slide with this open tuning too, with like, and it would sound like this too, yeah.
Sick.
And it's like, yeah,
I love it.
more kind of
Closer,
accurate to the song. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like a tied uke that she was playing.
Tied. Yeah.
Yeah. And the blackbird.
Yeah, just it's kind of the same idea that you said though, right? Like where you're kind of playing the chords differently. You're using a different stacking of the chords, so it kind of adds more space, and you can hear it kind of separated more. So just an idea I thought. Like whenever somebody plays something and it's already good, like it just makes me excited to be like, oh, I want to try and figure out something to do with that too. Yeah.
Yeah. And then in her post, because she entered that video for it was ultimate guitar contest, and she said that she made it to the top 10, was the only ukulele and only female and the only acoustic instrument in the top 10. So like that's cool. Pretty cool. That's and really then cool. she also said that I am 3 times older than most of the other winners. So it's like that is awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So great job, Renee. Everyone clap. Good job. Good job.
Have a do
Woo! All right, so I don't know how you how you made it longer, because usually with that app, like you just get like 30 seconds or something, like, so it's pretty cool. Either that, or I don't know if you found another app that lets you do that, which is cool. So whatever it is, share with us, that you're using. Maybe other users might want to check it out too. Another thing that we got is last week we were talking about ukulele tattoos, and somebody sent us an ukulele tattoo. Tell us more about this ukulele tattoo, Kahai.
Well, actually, 2 people sent us a ukulele tattoo.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And so Rob, the reason I posted one of the tattoos to our channel, because Rob sent us his tattoos too, but we actually saw Rob's tattoos in person. Yeah, so it's like, it's cool, but it's kind of like, oh yeah, we know those tattoos. And Rob's story of his tattoos is that he Rob is the one who wanted like a Honu song for Christmas, right? You wrote that Honu song for him, so he has Honu like inlays on his headstock, and then when he got the Honu inlays, he got Honu tattoos too. So that's I think he even said like he considered getting like a headstock or like some kind of full-on tattoo with like a ukulele, but then he decided to change it up. So that it's still really cool.
Stuck with the Honu.
Yeah,
I remember seeing that Honu like back in February. It's really cool. Yeah. Good job. Yeah. But not an ukulele tattoo. It's a Honu tattoo. It's Hawaiian, like aumakua, as they would call it, but not necessarily an ukulele tattoo. Whereas George sent us an ukulele tattoo, and he said he got it after he went to Lutherie school, which is really cool. So that means he builds like instruments and stuff, and he built an ukulele. And his grandmother died while he was studying his Lutherie, and he got it for her memory, which is really cool. So it's like a kind of like a hula girl sitting underneath a coconut tree playing ukulele, which is really cool. It's like white sandy beaches.
Yeah.
So we got 1.5. Let's just say 1.5 ukulele tattoos. We got a honu. We got an ukulele. But I wanted to see like a fretboard or something. But you know what? I'm true to my word. We got George. We'll give George one of these string sets. So George, let us know what size you want, and if you want low or high G, I'll hook you up, bud. Okay.
Nice.
And I think Rob is already kind of getting strings anyway, right, Kai?
Yeah. I have a whole box of stuff to send out to Rob. So yeah.
Yeah. So Rob's good. Speaking of which, let's do this. Let's do this a little bit early because I usually forget to do this, and it's been weeks now that we haven't done this. Rob is getting stuff because he entered the songwriting contest that we have here on Thursday Live Lesson. What show is this? Thursday Live Lesson. So why don't we create a new songwriting challenge right now before we forget? We usually do it at the end of the show, but let's do it right now so that we can kind of set some really cool like parameters and boundaries for our new songwriting challenge. So let us know what key you want. So we are live. Type in the chat what you guys want to write in, or what key you guys want to write in. And if you guys want any kind of cool quirks in there, like what should they write about, any chord progressions, any genres that they should do, but I'll let you guys kind of give me some suggestions. So type it in the chat, let me know. But what do you guys think? What should we write about this time around? What have we done? What have we done? So last time we did was that the theme, or was that the jingle? Which one was that? The last one that we did.
I think we did a theme song last time.
Yeah.
Theme song. Okay, cool. What's like something else that people write songs to? Jingles, theme songs, what else? Give us some suggestions, fam. How about you, Kai?
Oh, well, I was thinking like because I think we did the theme song, and then like the next week or the week after, we were talking about circle of fifths and how you can use that to transpose songs and stuff. So I was thinking like we haven't done this in a while. What if we make it any key and then make it where it's the chords of any key? So yeah.
And then I was thinking any key you want, but you have to transpose to another key. No, not transpose, but you have to
modulate.
Modulate. You have to modulate to another key. Okay, you don't have to. So basically,
bonus.
Yeah, as a bonus, because not everyone's gonna be able to or gonna want to, And so let's just say that this challenge is gonna be an open key challenge. All right, and as usual, the extras are gonna be lyrics. You can add lyrics to your song that you write, but basically you just write whatever song you want in whatever key. Okay, you can make a picking song, make a singing song, make just a strumming song if you want to, as long as as you write your own tune. That's really it. You can make a chord progression, whatever you want to do. Some extras: singing. Another extra is going to be modulation. You have to modulate higher or lower to another key, because we were talking about the circle of fifths, and that's just something that you can use the circle of fifths for. Like you can modulate keys and kind of know which chord goes. Will replace whatever chord from the last key that you were in. So for example, if your chords, the first time around is going to be C, F, and G, if you modulate up by a step, it's going to be D, G, and A. If you modulate another, it's going to be E, A, and B. So it's kind of like that. And the circle of fifths is going to show you which chord will substitute for whatever chord was last, by just kind of looking at it and knowing where it goes on your circle of fifths. And we explained that a couple weeks back on how to modulate and how to kind of change keys. Okay, so changing keys is one of the extras. Now, any other suggestions from the chat, Kai?
So Devin said a folk song about a truck stop diner. I think it's diner. He means diner, not dinner. And then Robson,
truck stop dinner, like a specific meal at a truck stop.
Yeah.
what is I always get it mixed up. Is it IHOP or Denny's who have the moons over my hammy or whatever?
It's Denny's.
Can't forget the moons over my hammy at 12 at midnight or whatever.
I only know that because I listen to a podcast. I listen to Smodcast, which is a podcast by Kevin Smith, and he has a tattoo. Speaking of tattoos, he has his wife's name is Jen Schwalbach, and he tattooed like on his arm Jenny's, like with the Y and S. He's like, well, if she ever left me, like I could just scratch off the J and put a D, like just show my commitment to moons over my hammies. I was like, oh, it's hilarious, and that's the only reason how I know, because we don't have a Denny's or an IHOP here on Kauai. Yeah. So like, that's the only reason I know. From Jenny's to Denny's, hilarious. But yeah, so truck stop diner or dinner, whatever you want. Truck stop dinner or truck stop diner.
A dinner at a diner.
That's nobody steal that. All right, so that's one subject that you can talk about, that you can sing about.
He said folk.
Yeah.
Folk song.
Yeah. Rob said song for summer.
Song for summer? Or maybe song for the end of summer. We're just talking about the end of the summer. So the camera wasn't rolling. We're talking about the end of summer. But yes, it's the end of summer. Because I got next month's song mixed up with this other song. Just we'll talk about it when that song comes out. But yeah, how about the end of summer? So a song about the end of summer, or a folk song about truck stop dinner or truck stop diner, whatever however you wanna interpret that, or you can mix those two together. Having dinner at a truck stop diner at the end of summer.
It's not exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to do that, that's it. That's going to be our challenge. Lyrics. Truck stop dinner, truck stop diner, end of summer. Whatever key you want, and it has to have modulation. So I guess it doesn't have to have you can modulate if you want to, up or down, doesn't matter. And you don't have to modulate just one time. You can like Stevie Wonder it and modulate like 5-6 times like Beyonce.
Love on top, right?
Love on top.
Yeah, love on top.
I was gonna say I can't wait to see all the giant steps and love on top. Ooh,
I went karaoke with some of my Oahu friends back in the day, and I remember one of my friends picked Love on Top. I was like, I gotta see this. Like I sat back. I think she made it through 3 key changes, and that was it. She like gave up. She's like, that's too much. It's too high. It's like, yeah.
Love on topped out at 3.
But yeah, I was like, this is gonna be interesting. I just sat back. I'm like, let me see what you got.
Nope. Yeah.
Couldn't do it. I get that whole like kickback every time I see somebody pick that song. Pick that Whitney Houston song, that I Will Always Love You. Like, whenever someone picks that, I'm like, all right, let's see what you got. Let's
any Bruno Mars song. Once you get to the chorus, it's not possible.
Yeah. And then I swoop in. I'm like, give me that. Give me Take on Me. Here we go. Let's go. Show you how it's done. That's been my go-to karaoke song lately. It's been Take on Me. It's got that. I think it was Aaron who gave me the expert advice one time that falsetto songs are the best karaoke songs. That
well, they're the most fun.
Yeah. So that's my karaoke song. Ever since you told me that, I'm like, okay, what's mine then? Okay, Take on Me, I guess. So Take on Me is my falsetto song. I will also accept. I will also do Staying Alive by the Bee. It's because it's great because I don't know the lyrics. And it gets like I get other people to sing along because I don't know the lyrics that well, and it goes super fast, and everything is falsetto.
You can just mumble it.
Yeah. It's the greatest.
Yeah.
Kind
of. All right. So
as long as you just like kind of sound like like just the opening to Saturday Night Fever, it's just like kind of sound like it. It's like, oh yeah. He knows what he's singing.
I like what She Drives Me Crazy by Fine Young Cannibals.
Oh, that's a good one.
It starts off like right off the bat, like mumbly falsetto, and you don't even have to know any of the words.
Just have to know that chorus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we add another like bonus to this
falsetto?
challenge? Falsetto, but I was gonna say make a karaoke song. Like if you want to add even more, it's like or it's if you want to really go for it, is like record your song of you singing it and then record it with just the chords so other people can do karaoke.
Other people can sing it.
Okay. Oh man, that's cool. Yeah, you get a gold star for that.
Yeah,
that is awesome. I will put falsetto in my song now, just because it's a hallmark of a good karaoke song. It's falsetto.
So I asked the chat for chord progressions maybe that they could give us, but they were talking about other stuff, talking about IHOP and Denny's. So do you want to maybe give a
talk
suggestion
about Denny's and IHOP?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Let's get back to the important things, right? What are we doing?
Suggested on chord progression?
Yeah, just like maybe something that people can start on if they don't, if they have no idea what to even do. Yeah.
Okay, it would just be an extra. You can have whatever progression you want to, but let's give the people who really want to, who really want to nail these extras, let's do 1 major 2 4 and 5.
Can you play that?
Yeah, so say an F, so F1, major 2, then B flat for 4, and then 5. Or I'll just even take 1, major 2, 4, back to 1. Oh. Or you could go to 5 if you want to. But I like that 1 to the major 2, then 4.
Yeah.
You can go 5 or back to 1 if you want to. There it is. Major 2, Kahai. Major 2nd.
Yeah. That's
all the musicians are like, 2? Why would he say 2? Don't say 2. Major 2nd. Sorry, major 2nd.
That's that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Yep. Devin said, I've never tried to write a song, so be kind. We're always kind. I don't know what Devin is talking about. Yeah.
We always rewind. I was thinking about that because I'm on Twitter regularly now, and I just saw Blockbuster tweeted something out. I'm like, whoa, what year is it? It's for real. Check Twitter. Blockbuster put something out. I'm like, don't play with my heart. Are you coming back? Is Blockbuster coming back? Oh my god, there's so much things to rent.
Yeah.
Blockbuster is the guy who comes to the party when everybody else left and is like, guys, is anybody still here? I thought we were supposed to meet up at 10. Where is everybody?
I'm also not that excited if they are coming back because I owe them a lot of money. I haven't returned something that I borrowed from Blockbuster, but when they shut down, I'm like, oh, thank God they shut down. I don't have to get that back. And I'm not joking either. I'm usually joking around about these things, but yeah, I rented something from Blockbuster right before they closed. And they closed, and I'm like, where do I give this back? I don't know who to give this to. So they're gonna hunt me down if they do. Yeah,
we're way overdue.
Exactly. 10 years has it been? It was over 10 years since Blockbuster closed down. All right, Kahai, do we have any questions from our live audience? Because we have a live audience with a live chat.
Yeah, we have a few questions.
Sure.
So Cameron said that he asked, "What are your thoughts on abalone as a rosette or inlay? I know sometimes it's harvested illegally, and I want to know your thoughts on this issue."
Abalone harvested illegally, huh? I mean, I guess if you're harvesting them in a place where they're not abundant, but it's usually it's not that bad. If you get it from a sustainable source, it shouldn't be too bad. I'm not the person to ask for this because I don't really like blingy stuff on the ukulele. As you've noticed, my ukuleles don't have the abalones, the mother of pearls, and the names on the on the fretboard and stuff. Like I'm not that guy. I really like just kind of elegant ukuleles. But if you are going to go for abalone and you want just a nice, I don't like anything distracting away from the wood. That's why I would go for a thinner, abalone around the rosettes, because that's what you're talking about, like the rosette. Just like a thin one, or maybe do like a couple of thin abalones if you really want it kind of thick. I just don't like like the 1 centimeter thick ones that are just really like just bam, like look at my abalone, look at my sound hole, like you don't have to like divert attention here, like that much and stuff. And so if you really like it, I would suggest getting it just nice and subtle, so that it just kind of pops when you look at the wood of the ukulele, the soundboard, and you're like admiring the whatever curls or whatever grain patterns that that your wood has, and then bam, you see a little hints of that that abalone. They just make it pop. So if I do add abalone, it would be that. But like I said, I'm like the wrong person to ask, because that's like the opposite of the aesthetics that I usually lean towards.
Yeah,
do you guys like abalone?
It's all right.
I like eating abalone.
Yummy. With a little bit of shoyu, a little bit of lemon. Yeah,
that's
great.
controversial. Apparently,
it's not something that you get often here, right?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it like from New Zealand usually, like the abalone, like where that comes from? Yeah, the ones that they use for guitars anyway, and ukuleles.
Yeah, most of the time I think it's New Zealand.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think most companies, like major ukulele companies, they all get it ethically sourced, so it's not a problem if you're just gonna go to an ukulele company and get an abalone inlay or something. Right. Maybe it might be like if it's comes from like overseas, that you might like you might sketchy. Have to go and do your research and find out if it is or not. But
usually it's but if there is like kind of an endangerment of like abalone in a place, like, or if the world itself just kind of like and abalone became not that much, like really like small amounts of it that's left. What they've done with like turtleoid and stuff, I think they could do with abalone as well, because tortoise, they used to put like tortoiseshell stuff on guitars, and they even used to make like big tortoise like backs like on some guitars that I've seen, or ukuleles or Tahitian instruments and stuff like that. But now that like some sea turtles are like illegal to hunt down and get, they've made what's called turtleoid. So it's like tortoise. It looks just like tortoise, but it's synthetic. It's like a synthetic version of that. So regardless if it is, if abalone becomes endangered, they'll figure out a way to make a synthetic version of that, so you can have that look in on your ukulele or guitar anyway. I don't see it going away, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, or that kind of design.
Yeah. Style. I don't see it going away. Mm-hmm.
It's like ivroid binding.
Yeah. It's just they'll find a way. They'll find
tusk or whatever.
They'll always make a synthetic version of it.
Well, like what is the necklace? Like the patterning on the necklace, or not necklace? Glasses frames are like turtle shell glasses frame, right? And the reason was because they used to make it actually out of turtle shell, right? Mm-hmm. So. But now, like, I don't think anybody really uses it to make glasses frames anymore. They use the synthetic, so yeah, it should be like that.
Don't just shell. It's cool. I like the look of it.
If you're worried about buying it and buying abalone that might not be sourced great, like, just don't buy legitimate ukuleles, and don't buy ukuleles that might be like a Kamaka, but KAHMAKA or something. It's like, just avoid that. It's like, you'll be pretty good. You should be okay. Yeah.
Didn't you have like some tuning pegs that were like an abalone?
I do. This one actually is tortoise. So if you look in there, so because it's got that reddish hue.
Yeah.
So these are tortoise. I don't want to show the bottom here because I actually broke one and I changed one for an ebony. I'll show it. Okay. So so that's like ebony. It's like, so I put it on the bottom because so that people don't see it. But yeah, that's and you can see the tortoise a lot better. I think it's tortoise. It's not tortoise shell. It's like tortoise.
Yeah.
You should,
because you can't get tortoise shell anymore. It's illegal.
you should say it's like a skateboard. You change one of the screws to a different color, so you know which way your skateboard is supposed to face forward, right? Like you know which way your headstock is supposed to be up or down.
Just in case you forgot.
Yeah. Which way do I play it? Oh yeah, I play it this way. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like this I broke because I was being super careless with it, and like I was almost in tears because I thought like the uke itself broke, but like it was on a stand to be honest with you, and then like fell this way from the stand, and then that's like it kind of it hit here, and then good thing it hit this first. It had kind of an angle. It hit that tuner first, kind of it like took the fall, you know, like instead of it like falling on the headstocks. The headstocks totally fine, scratch free. It's just it landed on the on this part. And because these are such light tuners, they kind of cracked right here. So then it wouldn't turn. So I just grabbed, you know, extra. I think I have them here. See, these are Gilbert tuners, extra Gilberts for but these are pretty pricey actually. Yeah, so this one's got ivory, not ivory, mother of pearl. So mother of pearl in this white. I want to go with white, but yeah, these tuners from Gilbert is gonna run you $300-400 just for the tuners alone. It's not cheap, so I should not break them that often because it's not like, hey Kanile, could you give me another $100 tuner? Because it's just a one, you know. So if it's $400, each tuner is like $100. And they're like, we're not gonna keep giving you tuners, so I just bought a set of my own, and now you're here.
I like that you said ivory. Ivory, super illegal.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
But there's Ivoroid, right? There's Ivoroid.
Yeah, if you get synthetic, yeah, it is. But if you get the real thing, that is almost like there's no guarantee that, or like that is that is not something that is good. Yeah,
pretty cool. I do like these tuners. These are called Gilbert tuners. For those of you folks who are are interested, I guess now that I have these out, might as well show you folks. That's what it is. Usually this is too long for the ukulele. So because if you look, this kind of goes to the wood part. So if you do get these tuners, you kind of have to cut them, like with the laser or something, or I don't know what Joe uses to cut these with, but you cut them so it fits to size, like over here, yeah. But I managed to buy these. I actually have 2 sets of this, but this is just the one that I have right here in front of me. I got it from Koi Music and Sounds. Like somebody took them off of a guitar, and so there were 6. Now I only have 5 because I used one. But anyway, yeah, they're guitar tuners, and they're locking tuners. So if you were to turn these, there's no like lash back where it like kind of goes back a little bit. Once you turn it, it like locks in there. So that's why they're so expensive, and they're made from really like lighter materials. If you're using things like Goto or Waverly and stuff, like those are pretty heavy because they're made out of brass or some kind of metal. But these are, I know, they're like a light, I don't want to say because I don't want to get it wrong. Let's just say they're just a light material, they're a lighter material. I dig it, and it locks. I dig the cool little colors like on the dots that they have here, and you can get these parts like custom too. Like it doesn't have to. This is an ebony key that you can turn, but these can be like snake wood if you want snake wood. You can get these in rosewood if you want rosewood. But there's some cool like little colors that you can choose from also. So check them out. Gilbert Tuners if you want to see tuners is the one that I use on my slotted headstock. I think they only work for slotted, so.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of interesting that he asked about abalone. Like, I don't think I've heard that question before. Like, nobody really asks about that.
Yeah.
Like ethically sourced abalone,
Abalone.
for ukulele. Because like ukuleles are usually pretty small anyway, so it's not most people don't worry about that too much. Most of the time we get questions about rosewood, right? Speaking about rosewood.
Like ethically
sourced, or certain types of or mahogany is another one.
I finally remember the word. I was looking for the word pawa. It's like pawa abalone, like, which is New Zealand. Yeah. But I was like, is it New Zealand? New Zealand abalone? I don't think I've ever said those two words together. It's pawa abalone, but it's New Zealand. But that's what they usually use. Yeah. So what was the other questions? I know you said we had several.
So Tony said, "Aloha guys, I'm teaching my 9-year-old granddaughter the uke. She played Over the Rainbow so far. Do you have any suggestions for strumming or rhythm drills and keeping it fun for her?"
Okay. I'm gonna suggest what I suggest to everyone who who wants to strum their ukulele, who wants to come up with more strumming patterns, quote unquote, is just to take your ukulele, okay, and take your left hand, place it over the strings like this, and turn it into drums. Basically, you're gonna be strumming your ukulele like how you would with a down up strum, but then put on his or her, is it a her or his
granddaughter,
nephew, granddaughter. So her put on like her favorite album, her favorite like show or anything like that, and while you guys are listening to that album, see if she can kind of strum along with it with the songs and stuff. Don't think about strumming patterns, don't think about anything like that. Just see if she can follow along with the song. And since you're putting your left hand over your your ukulele, you're not worried about getting the chords wrong or even getting chords at all. Like you're really just concentrating on this right hand. So if and don't worry about like, am I doing this right or whatever, as long as you can groove to it, as long as it's the same kind of tempo, as long as it's you're following the song. That's really what you want to do, is you want to follow the song, come up with your own groove. And it's not supposed to necessarily be a pattern, like it's going to be different. There's the song that we're doing next month, that we mentioned. The chord progression was D, G, B minor, 7, and A. Okay, so we usually do strumming patterns for ukulele on the ground, but this particular one, it just seemed wrong to do it because it's not the same pattern every time. Like you're going to be changing it up, depends on where you are in the song, depends on the line of the tune. So instead of just going those are the chords. But then if you're just kind of playing along with that, you can do something. You can do there's so many things that you can do, and you can kind of add hits in there if you want to. What hits are, you're just kind of accenting some some of the rhythm, and you're muting them so that it hits a little bit harder. But it's totally up to you, and it really will bring out her musicality, because she's not following patterns on a piece of paper or patterns that you tell her to do. She's actually like trying to do it herself. So that's the best way to work on rhythm. Place your left hand over and just strum along to whatever her favorite song or record or album is going to be, and just see if you can groove with the tunes.
I think really don't make it don't structure it, or don't make it where it's like, okay, let's sit down and let's study this, or let's do this, and make it like work. If you just make it where it's like just happens to have like it's just for fun, or it's just like, oh, why don't we play ukulele together and not worry about the chords, or let's just have fun together. I think that's a better way, because I think that's why adults struggle with strumming patterns. They're so worried about being on beat that they're not just like feeling the music and then letting the music kind of tell them like, oh, it feels right, or it doesn't feel right. That's all you have to do. And I think the more people worry, the more that they I don't know, it starts to sound stiffer and sound more robotic, and it doesn't sound like they're matching up. It doesn't sound like they're letting it just go through them. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it grooves. Like it has to groove. The rhythm, it's to groove with whatever the song calls for. Like you watch guys like Calais and Jake and James and Feng Yi, one of the like these great players out there. Like if you were to look at their playing, you're not gonna come up with a strumming pattern. Like it's gonna be different. Like every phrase is going to be a different way of strumming, or the way that I write tunes also, especially instrumentals. Like the strumming is very integral to to the song. So if I stuck to one pattern, it would be a very, very, very boring song. So don't think about patterns. Think about groove.
It's like supposed to be dynamic. Like the song itself is dynamic. So
yes.
So there's gonna if you look at good players who are playing a song that they're playing a song with a band and they don't really know what's coming up.
Yeah.
If everything comes down, they're gonna come down with it. Like like everybody starts getting soft, then they just automatically get soft and match what's going on, and then they start doing hits like dun 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 dun. You just follow the flow of the song, and you react to that instead of saying like, what is this one thing that is going to happen throughout the entire song so that I can learn that and then do it. It's supposed to be dynamic. I like how he said what kind of drills can I give her in order to keep it fun? It's fun. Like, don't do drills. And then it'll be fun.
I think we have parents and grandparents who sign up for their kids or grandkids, and they go like, oh, they're losing interest, what do I do to keep them on? And I kind of feel like I kind of want to question them. Are you like every week going like, are you practicing your ukulele? How much hours did you practice today? You should really pick it up and practice. Is like, I think that's the fastest way to kill the joy for kids, is like, just let them have it and then ask what songs they want to play. Don't be like, you should learn this song, isn't this song great? Because it's like, I don't really want to learn that song.
The fastest way to make them not like a song is to let them know that you like the song. I remember so Ryan, the other ukulele underground guy, Ryan, when we were in high school, the Fugees came out with their album, and he was like, oh, I love this song, Killing Me Softly. And then his mom started singing it in the car, and he was like, I hate that song. Like, immediately, I was like that song's so not cool now. His mom was like, oh yeah, I love it. Is it Roberta Flack, right? No, it's Lauryn Hill. Duh.
I had that same experience with like the Austin Powers. I think I told this story before, the Austin Powers movie. So we were watching Austin Powers, and like the intro of the movie has that song, and my dad walks in the room, and he's like, what's with this groovy tune? And I'm like, nope, never mind, I hate this movie now. It's some groovy tunes. I was like, I've never heard my Filipino father ever say groovy.
You don't like Sir Quincy Jones?
Did Quincy Jones make that?
Yeah, he's the composer for all the Austin Power movies.
Oh, that's cool. If you as a kid, I was like, nope, never mind. My dad thinks it's cool.
Yeah. No, he thinks it's groovy.
Yeah, I think it's groovy.
If you watch the second Austin Powers movie, he's actually conducting the orchestra, playing the music.
Cool.
Because the whole opening for the second movie is that they're making a movie about Austin Powers. So he's like conducting the orchestra to it, and then Michael Myers goes up and he's like, oh, what's going on? Oh, I love you, Quincy.
That's pretty cool. I never made it to part 2. No, I love those movies. But I think it was like Tom Cruise was playing Austin. I remember that intro, but I don't remember Quincy Jones being the that's cool. I gotta watch that again. That's Spy Who Shagged Me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was it was kind of like one of those moments like, Dad, no, like no. I like this movie. Don't ruin this, please. Don't say groovy.
What for me, the song that kills me is like, and now like I've kind of come back around to appreciate it since my childhood. But the song "Sailing," right, by Christopher Cross. Like my dad loves that song, and he would play it all the time. And I was just like, "This song is so lame. I hate this song." It is only like now, after after high school and after everything, I listen to it and it's like, this is actually a pretty good song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's we all do that flip where like as kids we liked what our parents listened to. And then when we kind of like go to school and like we're influenced by all these other kids, and they whatever they think is cool, and then our parents become uncool. But then once we get older, our parents are cool again. We realize like, oh, they had some great taste in music. Like more than half of the stuff that I play now is like stuff that my dad used to listen to, and I love it. But so it was like uncool when he was doing the Austin Powers thing, but then like as I got older and became an actual musician, it's like, yeah, Jim Croce, he's the man. I love that guy. But yeah, other questions, Guy. I know we said several. So that was 2 so far.
Yeah. So Rob said Aldrine mentioned something last week or the week before about a redwood soundboard. Is his ukulele made with that? I thought it was all koa.
Oh no, not this one. This one in particular is made from a redwood. So I don't. I mean, he called it bridgewood because I guess it came from like a bridge that was in NorCal. And Mr. Griffin, I can't believe I can't remember his first name. I call him Mr. Griffin. Bill Griffin. He used to work at Kanilea, so he got a hold of this, this bridgewood, and this, I guess, like this bridge has been up for a long time. It's like it's been curing all these years and whatnot. He got just a few sets, I believe, like 5-6 sets from that, from that bridge that's to be made into instruments, and I remember this was maybe the second or third ukulele that he built for me, and he's saying like, you want me to build you something really special? I was like, oh yeah, like because I only got like 5 or 6 sets of these, so I'll make you one from here. This is gonna be really good because the wood has been curing for a long time. So this is one of my only non koa ukulele from Kanilea. So with Kanilea ukuleles, I usually get them with koa. Like my Aldrine model is koa, but this one in particular, this Aldrine model is made from a redwood, really special redwood that I only know, like I said, only know one other person who has this set, which is Tracy Terada. But mine is redwood and koa in the back, but I think Tracy's is like redwood with what's that? Rosewood back and sides. Like rosewood back and sides and a redwood top, and it really sings. So check him out, Tracy Terada. Good stuff. That uke sings also. Like this uke, like it's just got great sustain. It's got a great sound. I've been loving using this uke because I've been at home. I don't really like to take this out all too much because it's so rare. But since we've been doing these streams and podcasts and stuff at home, I can just kind of keep this here in the office and play it. So that's why you've been seeing it more and more, with the videos that we've been making.
Yep. And then Rob said, what is the best way to remove smudges from the soundboard?
What's that? Lemon oil, from just get some lemon oil, or you can
is he talking about the soundboard or the fretboard?
Oh,
well, he put soundboard, so
soundboard, you could just use like a microfiber cloth and just kind of rub it off and stuff. But if you want a nice like shine, or if you want to shine it up, then yeah, lemon oil is like the safest thing that you could use for your instruments. That's what I use. I used to kind of just like wipe it down with some lemon oil. I know we used to sell lemon oil and ukulele on the ground. I don't know if we still do, but that would be the safest thing. Don't use stuff like Pledge and those kinds of aerosols in it. There's like some harmful chemicals that will eat away at your at your finish, so it's not that good. But lemon oil, it's not harmful to your uke. You just use it up.
Yeah, if you're really worried about it too, you can buy the bottle of lemon oil, and like most guitar stores will have it because it's used for guitar polish too. But you can buy that and then mix it with water too, like dilute it with water even, and just put that, instead of putting that directly on your uke, put that on a cloth and wipe it down. So that should be like almost guaranteed, like it probably won't damage your uke. I can't see it doing anything. So yeah.
Actually, I need to rephrase myself. I didn't use that. Gaha used to clean my uke for me, like at the office. He used to put lemon oil on my ukes. I just come to the office and like, oh, whose uke is that? That's looking pretty nice.
It's because it would like reflect into the camera.
Yeah, like I'd be reviewing like a video we just shot and being like, his uke is looking kind of dirty. I better clean it up.
Yeah.
And just this week, I was watching something and I was like, dang it, I wish I was at the office so I could clean your uke. I want to clean your uke for you.
Yeah.
Grimy. So grimy.
Yeah. And it's usually, so that's like another question. Like we hardly get questions about the soundboard. It's more about the fretboard, right? Because the fretboard gets grimier quicker. Smudges are pretty easy to just kind of wipe away with a microfiber cloth. And you usually don't get that if you have like a satin or matte finish. It's more only if you have a gloss finish.
Yeah. Smudges. Yeah, that's what I would use. That's the safest thing that you can use. Yeah.
And then kind of the same for your fretboard too, right?
Lemon oil.
Yeah. And there was another product though that you recommended. It was called Boogie Juice.
Boogie Juice. Yeah, Boogie Juice. That's what I used on my fretboard. Not necessarily the top and stuff, but the fretboard. It's just like a pen. So imagine like Tide pens. I don't know if you guys ever use Tide pens. It's kind of like that. Just kind of spot clean it. So you can spot clean your fretboard with Boogie Juice, or you can use it to clean all the fretboards and stuff. But lemon oil, it's basically like stronger lemon oil. It's just there's lemon oil in it, like in other stuff. They have
their proprietary blend, but it's just nice because it's a pen. Yeah, you can get close to the frets themselves and kind of get into that little groove
between the fret wires and the fret.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the spot removers, right? For like when you do laundry, it's like you push it in and it like the cleaner comes out. Yeah, I was just looking. I have like a Dunlop guitar polishing cleaner that I use for pretty much all my instruments, and it hasn't caused any problems. But I tried to look at what it's made of, and it doesn't say on the bottle. So, just if you want to use it, not guaranteed. But then I also have an oil called F1 oil for my fretboards.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Music Nomad?
Yeah. 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 And it specifically it cleans your fretboard, but something that I noticed that it does help with is like if your fretboard seems dry, it can also kind of rehydrate your fretboard too. So yeah, but again, like I don't know what it's made out of, so if you want to use it, it's kind of what is it like? That's all on you.
Using your use your own discretion, or what was it?
Yeah.
So with the lemon oil, at least it's just lemon oil, like it's just pure lemon oil that's in there. But stuff like Boogie Juice and in Formula One, like there's other stuff in there. So if you're not quite sure of the other stuff, just use lemon oil. Because like we remember at NAMM, we interviewed the people that did Boogie Juice. I was like, so what's in it? They're like natural ingredients. I was like, so what does that mean? And he didn't want to say it. I didn't want to keep pressing, like I'm like, okay, cool, it's just natural ingredients.
It's their own. They don't want to give away the secret.
Right, the secret. But
I want you to buy it.
Just look at the ingredients.
No, they just want you to buy it. So they're not gonna tell you so that you can make it with essential oils at home or something.
Well, what about Sprite? Sprite tells me like what the ingredients are in there, and I'm trying to make. It's not good. You drink lemon and lime. It tastes like Sprite.
I think it's different if it's something that you put inside of you. I think they have to put what's inside of it.
Yeah, they're legally obligated to tell you what the ingredients are.
Can you imagine? Yeah, like you go to Sprite and it's like, what's in Sprite? Or like the CEO of Sprite is like, what's in Sprite? Oh, just natural stuff. Don't worry about it. Just drink it.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Natural, like that Coca-Cola. Like when they first made Coca-Cola, don't worry about it. It's natural. It heals everything. It was like a medicine or something like in the beginning. Like, yeah, just take it. You'll get lots of energy.
Oh, yeah.
It's derived from nature.
Natural ingredients.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions?
I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, we have a few more minutes. We can talk about whatever. So Kahai, tell me, are we gonna have another Q&A session? Because this last Q&A session that we had this past Monday, and thank you for all the people who did attend. Are we gonna have another one, sir?
I kind of just want to be like, nah, let's not.
No, we're good, bro. We're good.
No. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So we're gonna have another one. We're going to announce it pretty soon once we kind of lock a date and time down. But if you guys missed it, we will be editing that session that we did, and yeah, Kahai will edit it, and we'll put out like a kind of like a mega mix of questions that were asked during that session. But we're gonna be doing a couple more sessions, and then we're gonna do mega cut and then put it out there. We'll maybe put it out in different parts because I don't want it to go any longer than like 5-10 minutes because it was like an hour long. It was cool. I meant it to only go for like 30 minutes, but since people were like asking really good questions and people just hanging out and stuff, it was basically like Thursday live lesson, but like what it's supposed to be, I guess, instead of us just like kind of talking about Coca-Cola and Sprite, like it's an actual Q&A where it's just rapid fire questions.
Yeah, rapid fire.
Yeah, so it's really cool. If you if you want to check that out, we will be doing another live Q&A very soon. Hopefully next week or the week afterwards. But we'll do another one, and you guys can get your questions in. But it was super fun. I dug it. So for all of you folks who did attend, I really appreciate it, and I'd love to see you on the next one. Yeah. What do you think about it, Kahai?
Yeah, it was really good. It was just questions and a lot of questions that we see like every so often, but yeah, it's good to reiterate those questions too. Like I think one of the questions that kept getting asked on the last one was like, I'm a beginner, what ukulele should I buy? And we get that every so often, and it's a good question to answer, just like just to ease people's minds so they don't have anxiety about buying an ukulele. Yep.
Yeah, I've when I started out with cardistry, and then you're like, oh, just just pick from any one of these. You showed me like Theory 11, like the website, and I guess like Illusionist. I forget what the other site was, but I'm like, oh, what should I get? Because I had like bicycles and I was playing with bicycles. Yeah. Like, oh, check out it's Theory 11 and stuff. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. I was like, these bicycles suck, so I don't want people to have that same kind of anxiety. They're like, what? I could have gotten this cool uke, but I went with this one instead.
I gotta be honest, when you came into the office and you were like, oh, check out these cool bicycles that I got, Kahai. It was kind of cute, and it was kind of like a little kid coming up to me being like, oh, look at my cool ukulele, and I look at it and it's like, that's Suji on top of those strings. That's not actual strings, but oh yeah, it's cute, buddy. Oh, good job. Yeah.
Nice hilo, you kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it I always kind of equate it to that, and it's nice. I'm glad that I started taking up that kind of hobby because it lets me be in like the beginner seat. And I forgot how that felt like when you're picking out your first instrument and you're like, okay, which one of these do I get? So I got I went to the Theory 11 website. It's kind of like I was playing with a with a prelude or a hilo or a lani kai or kala, really, or even makala, like ukulele this whole time. I'm like, oh man, I'm looking at this website. Kahai, which one's good? Which one do I pick? Like it's just, I don't want to pick the wrong one, because if I get the wrong one, then I get it, then I'll see something else and I'm like, man, I could have gotten that one instead. I got this junk one or whatever. It's like it was that same excitement. So like I understand it a lot better now, and I kind of forgot. I have to be honest, I forgot that feeling. It's because I kind of spoils me with all these ukuleles. So it's nice to be in that beginner seat again and just like, oh, that's It's cool that like that feeling of like wanting to know as much information so you get the perfect first uke for yourself.
Well, it's kind of funny because, yeah, you came to me and it's like, oh, so should I buy from here? And I'm like, oh, yeah, just buy from here and this and stuff. And then you started getting cards that I was like, that is super good cards that I don't have. How'd you get that? And you're like, oh, I got it from eBay or whatever. And then now I'm like, oh, I just like the $4 packs of cards that you can get, from drugstores and stuff. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, still like those. Those are still cool. I just I picked up a deck of Frozen cards, like so that whenever I do it, like for my daughter and stuff, it's like, hey, look, it's Anna or Elsa.
Yeah, it's
cool. I'm like cool dad now.
It's like if you drink like beer, right? It's like once you start drinking wine and get fancy wine, it doesn't mean that you have to like stop liking beer. You can still like cheap beer, right? It's like the same thing. You can still like cheap stuff.
Yeah. So it's cool, and it like I thank cards for kind of showing me like that again, which is I lost that spark, guys, because it's like, oh, here's one of 6 sets of like this very special Bridgewood or whatever, like you know what I mean. So it's tough because like I forgot, like, okay, we go on eBay, what are the reviews on this, like what do people say, what do people think about this ukulele? So when someone asks us at like on the Q&A like that, it's like, what do you think about that? And back then it's just like, just get a Kala, Lanika, whatever, they're good, just pick one of those, it's fine. But now it's like, I get it, okay, I get what you mean, you just want the perfect ukulele for yourself. And but my advice is still the same. Like, go to a music store. If you can find ukuleles there, like grab an ukulele and start playing it. It'll just kind of speak to you, and just get whatever you like, whatever sounds good to you. Okay. There's always
not what they're trying to sell you.
What they're trying to sell you. Like, just pick up every single uke and just try it out, because they have to let you try them. Like it's not like you're breaking them or anything. Just you want to try some. As long as you're going there with the intent of buying one, or even just just trying them out and stuff. Really like hold it for yourself, and if one speaks to you, that's the one. Like, really.
It's yeah. I started laughing when it's like you guys said don't get the ones that they're trying to sell to you, because I just imagine it's like if you go into a guitar shop, they're gonna try and sell you a baritone without like without explaining why you should buy. Yeah, it's like, oh, just buy a baritone. It's so much easier. Like, that's because you play guitar.
Yeah. I remember one time I went to I'm not gonna say the music store name, but I went to a music store that was in Kalaheo. That was in a place on Kauai, and I was set to buy a nylon string guitar. Like, I wanted a nylon string guitar, and I knew which one I liked. I liked Takamine guitars. I wanted a nylon string Takamine guitar with a cutaway and some electronics. I looked it up. Went on Musician's Friend, went on these online forums and stuff. I'm like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go over there and see if they have it. I go there and they're trying to sell me this like Yamaha guitar. I'm like, nah, it's not. I mean, I'm looking for this particular one. I see that up on the wall. It's like, yeah, but have you tried this? Like, there's all these people that just came here and bought this. This musician bought this, and that musician, like from Kauai, like bought this. So all the guys who are really good are buying this one. I was like, yeah, well, that just means I don't want like the same guitars. If everybody else has one, then why would I want it even more? It's like, this is the wrong tactic. But really, they're trying to either upsell you, or like this, I get more commission out of this one, or whatever it is. But stick to your guns. If you like something, that's the one that you get.
It's funny. I think it's the same music store. Not gonna name who it is, but I think it's the same music store. I went there and I was like just browsing, looking at electric guitars, and the guy was like, "Oh yeah, try out this." I think I was playing a Fender. And he was like, "Oh, you should really get a PRS. All the metal guys are getting into PRS." And so I was like, "Okay." I tried it out, and he's like, "Yeah, as long as you don't get that trash Epiphones." And like, I was like, kind of like, I don't want to be in the store anymore, because like I have like 5 Epiphones that I didn't tell the guy. It's like, I have 5 Epiphones, and I love my Epiphones too. So I was like, oh, cool. And I kind of played a little bit more. I put it down, and I like snuck out the store, because I was like, I don't want to buy from this person. They just want to try and sell me whatever.
So each music store is going to be different, but really stick to your guns, play as much of them as possible, and get a good hands-on like experience with it. If you don't if you don't have access to a local music store, you can, try them out yourself, especially in these kind of times where, like, we should be staying home as much as possible. And I would suggest like reputable, sellers. Like, we we had Calais and Corey come in here. They're great as far as QCing stuff and making sure things are good. So, Anui Nui, they're awesome. Islander is awesome. The guys over at Hawaii Music Supply, they're great at like making sure an ukulele sounds good, because they're all uke players. There are like some guitar players that want to sell you guitar sounding ukes. Like that's
Mim too.
Mim is great. Mim is great. Mim is also great. Yeah, so those are some of our reputable sellers that we trust here at Ukulele Underground. So check those guys out. Mim, Hawaii Music Supply, Anue Nue, Islander, and there's a bunch of other ones too, but those are the ones that that we know and we prefer.
Yeah, it's like those are actually our friends. So we can vouch for them. Yep.
Yeah, and they're good at QC. That's really the main thing. Like if like Mim will get a bunch of stuff from like from China or Taiwan, like all these ukes and whatnot, but before she sends them out, she makes sure that they're set up correctly and make sure they sound good, there's no buzzes or whatever, and then she sends them out. So it's that kind of level of attention and care. So for those of you folks who are looking to get your first instruments, those are the first guys that I would hit up.
Yeah, Devin said Hawaii Music Supply does videos of the actual uke that you would receive, and I think Mim does that too, like where she'll just play you a little tidbit or something. And if you're like you're not sure what kind of uke you want, she'll walk you through the whole process. I think the same thing for Hawaii Music Supply. They'll talk you through and ask you, oh, do you want electronics, do you want this option, do you want these strings? So they're really great.
I believe like Anui also, like Corey and Calais, I think like they'll review something. Like I've seen it on Instagram. It's like, oh, this is the serial number of this particular uke. So if you buy something with this particular serial number, that's the one that we reviewed. If you like the sound of that, that's you buy that one or whatever. So it's really cool. Like, yeah,
we got to get them back on the podcast, because the last time they were on, they were like hyping up like, oh, get this specific uke, and we got to find out if somebody bought that one, if like afterwards they Skype that one. Yeah.
Well, all right, guys, we have overstayed our welcome. It is way past 2:00. We will have our one-on-one was it one-on-one coaching pretty soon, in about 10 minutes. I'll see you then. Thanks so much for tuning into Aloha Thursday live lesson. Thank you so much for listening to this as a podcast. Check out Ukulele Underground and sign up for UU Plus to take your ukulele playing to the next level now, with private lessons and more goodness and delicious videos. I guess I don't know how else to sell it, but just check it out. For those of you folks who are already UU Plus members, mahalo, and I'll see you folks next time. Aloha, bye bye.